Hi guys, today we're going to take you on a journey of our project at Tongaat Special School. It's a school for the physically disabled, autistic, deaf, and CP children. We're going to show you from how we started and up to where it's now. Here's the first dig on our site, where contractors have moved in, set up camp, and have started digging the foundations and getting all the floor slab levels. The contractor has put on a full team and is hoping to finish in record time of 24 months.
Sure, it's going to be hectic. It's a massive school. How big is the school? How many children are you servicing?
We are trying to accommodate 600 kids. 480 in hostel.
And a dining hall.
Now we can see that the school is now taken off. Brickwork is going very fast, and we had to build a flood wall because it's adjoining a river, and there's very swift movement with the building project. The builder is sticking to his program, and so far we've had no hitches. This project is like 10 years in the making. So it started at a time where technologies were at a certain point as far as special needs schools go. And because of the system, it went out 10 years later and is on site 10 years later. So we had to do some very quick adaptations for the technology to be absorbed into this previously designed school. For example, we will have a smart board in the media unit, and that will give digital training to the children, and then each classroom will have an interactive whiteboard attached to a projector. So the teacher now will concentrate on audiovisual teaching instead of writing on the board and taking up time. So her interaction with the learners is so many percent more than the previous traditional way of teaching.
And when it comes to the Wi-Fi and the internet, how accessible is this to the kids now?
No, this whole school will be wired for Wi-Fi because they'll have satellite connection, and every child will have access to the Wi-Fi, and teaching would be through the internet also.
Okay, cool. And when it comes to the design and the layout of the school, how did you go about doing this? What was your main focus?
Well, for example, the school caters from grade R to grade 8, I think, at the moment. So we had to separate, for example, the grade R's from the bigger learners. They've got their own secure little block with their own playground, and so they are safe. It was imperative that we introduced universal access for all the learners and the staff. So we didn't have any steps on the ground floor. We had smooth transition from the verandas into the classrooms. We had a ramp going up to the first floor to make it accessible to everyone. Outside in the courtyards, also from the veranda, transition into the courtyard, no steps, right? And we allowed for proper drainage systems in the courtyard so that they don't become waterlogged. And because of the nature of the school, we tried to introduce sunlight and daylight in all the classrooms. So we've orientated it basically northeast. And because of the river, which we built this huge flood wall to keep the children away from there, we turned our back onto the river and concentrated everything on the other side of the flood wall. So the learners have got sporting facilities, playing facilities, netball areas, and courts to play tennis set and etc. So they're self-sufficient within the school, and they're always under supervision. The architecture, it reflects the colonnaded kind of school block and provides the rhythm of the columns to give a feeling of continuity, and we hope that once the learners are in the school, they'll identify with the school.
So I took over the project from site handover. So OMNI is part of the design team, because obviously it started, like you said, 10 years ago. And I have mostly been on site. So as you can see, I am there with the site manager or the main contractor that's on site. And we are busy actually just finalizing a few flooring layouts.
Good morning, beautiful people. Today we are going to show you one of our biggest projects. We've got two, this is one of them. It is a school that we are doing here in Tongaat, and it's quite an exciting one, very stressful but exciting at the same time. So I thought I would show you another project that I'm actually working on and what I actually do when I'm not doing residential. At the moment we're just standing where the main site offices are, and we're going to take a walkabout, and I hope that you enjoy a little bit of this massive school that we're doing for primary school learners.
Oh, there I am on camera with my mom there as she looks around. So she's been also helping us with some interior tips, and she's really good at looking at colors. So today pretty much we are off to go and choose some colors for the flooring and the walls.
This is Junaid. Junaid is our site foreman. Man of many little words. And we're currently going to the classrooms at the moment. What we're doing today is we're choosing the wall colors for the classrooms. It's quite cool because the floors we have vinyl sheeting. It has a beautiful decorative different colors that we've done, quite creative for the kids. This is the first glance.
Okay, we're walking towards blocks D and E, if I'm not mistaken. In total there is 4 different blocks of classrooms. 2 of them are double story and the other 2 are single stories. So you can see a lot of natural light, like Om mentioned, and that is purely because we have a lot of courtyards between the classrooms. I mean, we have no light at the moment in there, and you can see how bright it is.
So guys, as you can see on the floor, it's got a lot of patterns and beautiful colors. So here we've got a light yellow, green, blue, which is quite calming colors, very natural. I think that's the reason why we decided in the rooms. I think we're going to go with that very light green, which is called Georgia and Wine, and feathery.
Said obviously because this is a special needs school, and for example the classrooms we were standing in there was the autism classrooms, you would want light colors that are very calming and also sensory to also help the learners to be a little more calm, to concentrate. We had a little bit of a hiccup here, but obviously with all of the minds put together we came up with a solution. So initially we had all these surfaces exposed, and we realized we can actually put a beautiful drop ceiling there. Where I'm busy writing now is actually a part of the ramp that we've designed for the students. And I can't wait to actually show you the completion of this ramp, because it is pretty much also like a little exciting route to the first floor, where we've actually created patterns on the floor. That is a view of one of the courtyards. I can't wait for the planting to be in there. More vinyl sheeting. These ones are actually out there packaging. You can actually see the colors that we've chosen. Wow, that's bright orange right there. So it's quite amazing the way they lay these. As you can see, it's quite a process. They need to constantly also clean the floor as they put it down. There's like a very strong glue that's on the floor. And then they torch it on. And it comes in these sheets. So obviously they map out where the colors are going to go first. And then they come, they first put the glue, you can actually smell it. You're going to get high by the end of the day. And then they come with a torch. And they lay the sheets. So these are sheets, not tiles. They're actually sheets. So as you can see, these sheets come in different sizes. They are either 600, 800 and 1.2. So when we were doing the layouts, we had to work according to those sizes. And that obviously helps when it comes to wastage as well, which helps the costing in the long run. Actually, this project has been a challenging project. It definitely was rewarding, and it is going to be rewarding. But I think, like you said, with the gap in the years between when the documentation was done and between when it came on site, I think that is something definitely, hopefully, they sort out in time. But that definitely brought some challenges.
Very, very nice.
Our funky designs in the bathrooms. As my mom would say, it reminds her of Portugal. Very cool. So we decided actually in the classroom, not classrooms, bathrooms, to bring a little bit of funkiness to it. Initially, obviously because we were stuck to budget constraints, I couldn't change too much from what was originally on the bill. But I managed to find this tile, and it has obviously some colors in it, and we decided to decorate.
Okay, so at the moment we are standing in the heart of the playground of our little kiddies, and this is pretty much the whole area. We're going to flatten it out, have a beautiful grass, some jungle gym, playground, quite Behind us here, this is pretty much all the classrooms. So we have 36 classrooms in total. Because it is obviously a special needs school, we do have a ramp to be able to access both floors. Initially we only had all one level, but due to the constraints of the site, and you can see behind us is actually a massive river going through, so there's obviously a huge flood line. So because of that, we couldn't exactly use too much of the ground. That's the reason why we have a double story. But as we walk along now, as you can see, this area here is the grade R classrooms, and we've got grade 1s all the way to grade 7, because it's a primary school. On our right hand side here is the hostel. So also on this site, not only are we going to be having just the classrooms, but we also have a space for the kids to also stay, because many of them are coming from really far areas. Some of them are local, some of them are really far. So we have dormitories, both for girls and boys. We have 100 beds for girls and 100 for boys, so it's quite massive. This project is a massive project, so it has been a little bit of a hectic 2 years. We've got a lot of consultants to deal with, a lot of different subbies to deal with, so there's a lot of hard work goes along with it. But it's really, I think what's most enjoyable about this school or this project is that it is part of the local community that we actually even stay in. So it's nice to be a part of something that, you know, you can always just pop by, see how the kids are doing. So I'm standing at the moment right in front of the boys hostel. Like I said, it has 100 beds, including we have obviously a play area or a media room for them to watch movies. We have a little like a mini library, a sick room or sick bed, nursing home for them. This area here behind you, if we look this way, basically is going to be a beautiful landscaped area, which we've got different kinds of plants, an area for them to also come play. So to have a chessboard on either side for boys and girls, maybe a little bit of competition, maybe even sometimes between the boys and the girls. It'll be quite some fun. Over here we have the teachers' units. So obviously there will be some teachers that stay on site as well. They may be also from areas very far away. So here we can house eight teachers, and if they're married they can bring their partner along with them. So on these massive big arches, okay, they've only plastered them now, but we're actually going to have different colors. So we're going to be actually creating a nice pattern. So as they enter, it's like welcome home after a long day at work, which was just literally around the corner. And yeah, and maybe another day when they got the roof on, we'll take you through there, see exactly what it looks like inside. Behind me now is currently the dormitory for the kids at the moment that are actually schooling here. We are going to be renovating this. Obviously going to keep the arches because that is quite a nice feature to this building, to keep some characteristic of what was here before. Give it a nice facelift. We've got a beautiful landscaping as well here. And this is now, since the dormitory are going to be moved to those hostels there for the 200 kids, this now will become the dining hall. So it's a massive area where the kids will come, be able to walk through, have their morning breakfast early in the morning before they go to school, come back for lunch, and in the evenings have their supper. We also have a fully fledged kitchen, which is basically, I'd say, a quarter of this building. And it is quite a lovely kitchen actually. Even the technology that we put in the kitchen is quite amazing, and I'm sure in the next few months I'll be able to share that with you as well. So this is going to be the main entrance of the new school. We've got a massive beautiful wall here with a guardhouse, and this wall here eventually will have full signage, and this is like basically a planter box with all these beautiful indigenous plants that we'll be putting here as well. This massive area here will be the future netball court, assembly area, and we have a little stage there as well for the kids. Currently now, as you can see, they are on my left, your right. That is the existing school. So it's a very old building that the poor kids were in for quite a while, and I think that's the reason why this development of this massive new school was needed. So soon those kids there will be relocated into here. I think it'll be the best day of their lives. We can have quite a massive grand opening, and we'll definitely be sharing that with you as well. This area here is our tuck shop, and what we've done is when we designed the school, we had a tuck shop quite close to these courtyards that you see here. And in this courtyard, we have designed a landscaping area where we'll have little pods that are under like umbrellas, where the kids can, once they've bought their lunch, they can come sit down, enjoy, play a little bit on the grass, or sit down, chat to their friends, really make it an enjoyable space for the kids. Thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing one of my educational projects that I'm busy with. Obviously as time goes by, I will show you a little bit more of the finishes that we have in the classrooms. It's definitely something that you want to see, and I hope that you enjoy seeing me being really hard work on a massive site that you thought I'd never be able to, a little tiny person like me, be able to handle a project like this, yeah, pretty huge.
A few moments later.
Thank you. Oh my, this is actually heavy. Okay, if I was a CrossFitter, I'd be like deadlift and snap. Okay, cool.
Right, so our carpet samples from Architects has arrived. We actually asked if we could use some different colors and they said they would send us something. So now it's time to open it up. Travis, do we have scissors or knife? Because I don't have long enough nails for this. It's nice and thin, soft, very nice and soft. Okay, cool. So the colors, these are the colors that they have. It is from the Accelerate range, and in the Accelerate range it is called Pivot, I believe. And that's quite cool. They say that this is quite a flexible kind of thing. So if you get the grays and then you can mix it up with different colors, because all the boards are the same size. So that's a nice thing. So what we are thinking of doing is, let's look at these colors. So we have like a orangey kind of mustard color, some yellows, this goes in the grays. I've got like an orange, burnt orange, some red, and I don't really know what this color is. Kind of looks like a peachy color, and blue. It's like we can actually create like a nice checkerboard of colors in the computer room. Oh, I can't wait to show you what layout I have in mind.